Hi, PocketWatch here, and it's our time for another episode of this irae. So yeah, I talked and started reading without clicking recording, so yeah. That's why we are not in the menu, but in the screen. So yeah, anyway, let's continue the story. I don't have like much to talk about really. I'm curious what Shiro saw in the forest. Maybe you'll see this thing like today, maybe on some other episode. But anyway, we're continuing story with Mari because it's Mari's soundtrack, so it must apply to Mari, right? So you don't hear probably the soundtrack because my audio again got fucked up. And you people hate me now, because I did not censor that. Yeah, should be fine now. Probably. Anyway, let's go. Freshness was just one of the many values humanity applies to anything in existence. The most obvious and ubiquitous use of it was in temporal degradation of items relating to necessities of life, such as clothing, food and shelter. But what of ideological, conceptual and emotional freshness? Little thought was needed to realize it was all in the lack of knowledge. Reaction to the unknown, surprise, excitement, or perhaps disgust, the myriads of the vivid, human emotions budding in the breast only by the virtue of the experiences being new. The curiosity driving us to seek them. Beyond doubt, that was what elevated humanity from standard primates to the prime of the world. No matter how masterful the composition, how fragrant the wine, how delicious the gourmet meal, how attractive the person bedded, rapidly indulging in such pleasures for days on and eventually made one bored, as the enthralling activities decayed and became part of the stagnation known as everyday life. Huh. It sounds like Mercurius, actually. I mean, he got bored, right? Probably. Humanity has a formidable affinity for acclimation. Continuity of any action could make a person adapt to it to the extent where they moved, not by the excited will, but disinterest reflex. People saw no value in phenomena that lost their freshness. With that in mind, what would become of man to whom everything was foreknowledge? Yeah, it is about Mercurius. Okay, so I was correct. At first, he would likely struggle against it, but trying to different activities in locations just as varied. But upon realizing that the foreknowledge was a wall too great for him to scale, he would choose to do nothing. His empty days would pass as if he was in hibernation, secretly distinguishable from a warm cadaver, and at the apex of his despair, with silent and profound, he would arrive at the gates of madness. So, by the way, I don't know if you can hear this. I definitely feel it. Like, I think I might get sick soon, like in a few days. That's how I feel while reading this. So we might not have some videos at some point. Like, there are going to be delays, probably. I have a feeling like I'm losing voice. A single craving would come to dominate his mind. A desire for the unknown, a moment of freshness, vibrant and pure. As simplistic as it seemed, it was the optimal description of the man's life. Standing on the twilight shore, still and alone, he considered many questions. How great was the distance he walked? How long was the time marching beside him? What was the oldest memory within him? Even in the days he spent at the ancient desert kingdom, pronouncing himself Tejuti and acting as the scribe of the gods. What the fuck? he could recall the disinterest and weariness along torturing him. How old are you? Okay, what the hell is you think? Okay, I need your help in the comment section. Like, what is this referencing to? What is this? Like, ancient desert kingdom, that can be like anything literally. It can be even something that this irae made up. So you don't have to like give me probably name of this. But that's probably a hint to what that kingdom is. The Diehuti, Diehuti? I don't know. But yeah, this is something I'm not familiar with. Scribe of the Gods, huh? Is it like some kind of like name for a priest? Maybe? Because he acted as the scribe of the gods? Or something? Huh. That can give me like a new idea about how old is Mercurius really, because last like oldest time period was Cagliostro, right? That we heard something about his backstory. What was happening before that? How far into his past would he have to delve to find his origin? He didn't have the faintest notion. Yeah, like, when did Mercurius stop aging, basically? Unless he's just reincarnating. Like I said, like, at some point in some episode, I said like Mercurius either like stopped aging and he's like basically immortal, or he's like dying, but he's like reviving basically, again as someone else, so like Cagliostro, and with like his foreknowledge and his everything, so he's like getting reincarnated all the time, like repeating everything. I wonder which case is this? Can be both, really. However, a long time ago he formed a theory. He didn't know whenever his existence tracked back to the creator of humanity or the genesis of the cosmos, but he had little doubt that it was close. After all, his foreknowledge emanated and resulted in the world warping around something it shouldn't have been, into something it shouldn't have been. What came first, the chicken or the egg? He became aware of the concept of foreknowledge and began to yearn for the unknown. But that craving of his gave birth to nothing but more foreknowledge. Well, that sucks. How can you have more foreknowledge if you have already foreknowledge? What the fuck? His rule created a world sealed away in ghetto of torturous familiarity and made it emanate into all of the cosmos. That was his theory for reality design. Wait. Are you trying to tell me that this world with beach is Mercurius' third degree? Like, he created pocket dimension? So it's similar to Samuel, who's like creating pocket dimension, I guess, but with like gun barrel. And Reinhardt, who's like creating the castle, but this is like the whole like area. And it's not like for one attack, it's just like existing, I guess. So it's like way more complex. Is that what he mean? It was reasonable to assume he was akin to the roots of humanity, which brought him to another one of his theories. Specifically, the question of what would happen if the plant if its roots were cut off. Despite never making an attempt to prolonging his life, he was everlasting. The perpetually wandering Achsaver, another word I have no idea what that means. Achsaver, okay, whatever. As the creator of the rule governing this ever-enduring eternal recurrence, he couldn't die as long as it persisted. So unconsciously he created this scene, this world, and as long as this exists, Mercurius cannot die. So at the time when he created this, he stopped aging and he's just basically like eternally young. So it's the first idea about him just being like basically mortal, not like reincarnating, right? Even if it was possible to kill him, the act would surely be equal to the genocide of all humanity. Holy shit! As a rootless tree would fall, so would the cosmos crumble without him. Okay, Mercurius, you sound like you are a god of like universe. Like if we kill you, then like every like being on like Earth dies with you. I don't think that's the case, you know. I think your word is this thing. Therefore,
私を殺せるものを作って全てを破壊し尽くすか、私を超えるものを作ってこの法則から抜け出すか、結局のところ2つに1つ。さて、どちらが基地でどちらが未知か、私はその時どうなるのか。
I want him to create a being able to end me and have him destroy all this that is. Okay, so yeah, he's basically bored as fuck and he wants to finally die. So this idea is for a while now. So that's correct, and he created Ren basically, and he's trying to pair him with Mari. So they should be able to kill Mercurius together if they're like developed properly, it seems. Bring life and existence able to transcend me. Or bring life to existence. So basically the child of Ren and Mari could also potentially beat Mercurius. I think that's what he means. And make my low void. Yeah, okay. Okay. It would be an overwriting. The mention of the new rule would alter foreknowledge. So basically, yeah, someone who's like who have third degree, who can like cancel out his third degree about foreknowledge and like this place. So foreknowledge is third degree. Wait, so Mercurius third degree is foreknowledge? Is that a thing? Like he's like constantly having this activated basically. He's immortal and like he basically know what happens. I mean like he feels like he already saw this and he's like yeah whatever. Which one is his fault? Ah. Okay, this is just me like saying random stuff. Don't worry about that. The man faintly chuckles as he restlessly walked the twilight shore. But yeah, like, his powers are connected to this, like, he created that. And he put Mari here. The one they would fall here was inching even closer. The curtains would rise for the day of wrath only when destruction and apotheosis descended upon the singularity. Last time, huh? Mercurius, we have one more road, you know? I know we are with Mari now, and I have no idea why we have Rhea road in this situation, because seems like you really want Ren to be with Mari, so you basically got your goal. So, how do we have Rhea road? I'm so curious how this will end. Like, why? The man muttered, with no discernible emotion in his voice, as Marguerite Braylich silently sang at his side. Her voice was sweet and earnest, far more moving and emotional than it was back when he lived as Cagliostro. The girl was undergoing rapid changes. Yeah, so he's talking to the Mari from our... So this is like... He's basically talking about his backstory in the present time, yeah. So this is our Mari that we know for a while now. A whisper too silent for her to hear, followed by a gentle smile. Clearly, it was time for him to teach his substitute the proper way to love her. What? For it was likely that the act would remove the lock Oh. So seems like Mercurius put some kind of restriction on Mari powers. And like basically if Ren starts loving Mari like truly, then she can like unleash her true powers or something. Mercurius, you are weird. And you are talking too much. Ghetto Drevik. Okay, this is a German word. Der Fate. Someone please tell me what that means. I have literally no idea. Get to something, but what? Only you can know. Okay, so we saved Kasumi. There she is again. Run after escaping the carnage at the right after escaping the carnage at the hospital, I went to ensure Kasumi's safety. Yeah, and Tripa should be around here, huh? I assume. Her eyes still closed, she continued her deep sleep. As worrying as it was, however, I couldn't help but feel thankful for it. Taking Kasumi with me was out of the question, so I really wanted her to stay like this for as long as it took me to set things right. I was hoping that by the time she awoke, she would believe all of this to have been more than a nightmare. I had a feeling I would be in a situation like this. I've been in a situation like this before, thinking the exact things as now, but I didn't change the sincerity of my emotions. Yep, you saw that, like in Kasumi Road and in K Road, basically in every road, because she always fall like that. After like first scene with her like wielding Mari basically, after she became like murderous, right? She like collapses, lost consciousness and stuff. Yeah, so that happened. Yeah, you clearly have foreknowledge from Mercurius. Yeah, like son, like daddy, like son, huh? Or something like that. We can call Ren Mercurius' son, right? Since like Mercurius created him. No place in the city felt completely safe, but at least I knew her room was not part of an swastika. I feel uneasy about leaving her like this, but she would definitely be safer here than with me. Yeah, but the problem is like, you really trust Trifa that much that you think like she will be safer here? I mean, you are basically leaving her with Trifa, right? I had no use for Kasumi, so it was fair to assume they wouldn't go out of their way to take her. There should be no problems with letting her sleep here, so... Okay, I felt like he will stop talking to Trifa like he would be in the room. Leaving the room, I once again found myself assailed by the thought I've been trying to discard. The fact that I let the hospital be destroyed, and the shame it made me feel. I did my best, friend. I did my best, and felt certain there was nothing more I could have done. The people who died that night, however, must have sounded like a pitiful excuse. As much as I could say that I had to let everyone die and Kasumi was the only one I could save, I would be lying if I claimed my personal bias had nothing to do with it. Yeah. I mean, you still don't like mastered your further degree, so you cannot really go into the hospital, evacuate everyone, and still survive the blast. I wonder if he could do that, like, if like he mastered like his like third degree, basically. I wonder like what his actually I should think like what kind of third degree he will have at the end of the game, if you think about this, because he changed his third degree once already, right? He had different craving, like, so he basically was like, yeah, Reinhardt, you know, fuck you. So yeah, his third degree just started destroying Reinhardt powers pretty much. So I wonder, like, how else can it change? I think like we got teased with like super speed basically and like slowing time abilities. But I think like ultimately it could be something else. Like they're focusing on this, but they gave us hint that he can change the third degree. So I think like they are. I have a feeling like they're bullshitting us basically about this third degree with like slowing time. I'm really curious. God damn it. But slowing time is pretty cool, so that would be nice. As such, I could help reprimanding myself, but slowing, if you think about it, slowing time will not really help him defeat Reinhardt, right? He needs some kind of like further degree that will like increase his power, like his like attack power or something that can like destroy Reinhardt craving or his souls or something, you know? Something that denies him. Because he and Mari cannot even scratch Reinhardt in like normal circumstances, so just being faster means nothing. So yeah. Oh. There he is. Okay, let's see. The peaceful conversation with Trifa. Trifa on our side. Okay. Trifa, this is the first time where you have a chance to survive, because you technically didn't capture Katsumi this time. You have a chance. On the other hand, you are facing 3 commanders, so yeah. Actually, you are stronger than the 3 commanders, so you should be fine. Unless Machina hits you. That will destroy you. But yeah, overall, like, you're pretty good as the ally. But kinda worried. But I couldn't allow myself to wallow in such sentiments forever. Nodding to the priest waiting for me in the front of the apartment, I pulled myself together. He seems like a ludicrous person to cooperate with, but such crazy shifts in the situation were only obvious in the reality this warped. So, yeah, his head is always cut. Yeah. Yeah, like the whole hospital just vanished.
桜井を追うんじゃなかったのか。
ええ。ですがその前に、あなたは安心がいるでしょう。今の私が敵ではないと了解してほしいのですよ。
You should probably add for now, I believe. Because, yeah, you know, your body belongs to Reinhardt, so yeah. That's still a problem, like you're a vessel for him, so yeah, having you next to me, like, yeah, that's not the best idea to just like wake up and then like having Reinhardt. So yeah.
まずは同盟の成立を優先するということで。
The priest began to guide me, with a kindly smile on his face. After a bit of thought, I began to follow him.
ところで、例のお嬢さんは
Young lady? Who?
マリーのことか。
Oh, Mari. Okay.
それなら今は休ませてる。そうしてやりたいんだ。
うん。察するところ、ザミエル教ですか。あの方はいろいろと容赦がないご気性ですからね。あなたの常人にも何かしら耳の痛いメンバー。
どうでもいいだろう。
I purposely cut his sentence short, allowing him speak as he wanted wasn't a good idea. Yeah, pretty much. You have like silver tongue. He can like talk you a lot of stuff. Facing the priest was a difficult task that required the metal to take control of the situation and not let it go for even a moment.
とりあえず、何でも教えるって言ったからには、俺が聞くことだけに答えてくれよ、神父さん。
I had to gouge him based on his attitude, and the talks of alliances would come after that. Yeah, let's see. What kind of info will he give and what kind of info he will not give? We walked till its treats while I brought up subjects I still wasn't certain about. The remaining swastikas, the other enemies and their details, humoral condition and circumstances, etc. No matter how harrowing some of these things might be, I had to know them all. With great worry and hesitance, I continued my questions as the priest answered them with no particular emotion in his voice. Okay, I'm surprised that Tripa is answering everything that he asks. That's unexpected. Firefighters, ambulance, police gathered on the ground zero of the explosion that wiped the hospital away. Surrounded by the wailing sirens, he and I continued our exchange. The panic engulfed the town, and my conversation with the priest, while pondering trifling matters such as which side the road belonged to, I concluded that I had to accept both worlds as the part of my reality. Meaning that...
氷室先輩がシスターのひ孫?
Wow, he really goes with everything. How about you being Reinhardt's body? I mean, he's probably not going to tell this to Ren, because he's only like answering probably questions that Ren is asking him. So Ren will have no knowledge about anything that is like more secret that he have like no clue about, basically. Like there's no way Trifa will like tell him like everything by his own. I also had to accept the truth that that's ridiculous. I mean, she is now. The priest shrugged, having an almost sullen sigh. His words carried an implication that he had no intention of telling her the truth, and that it was the sincere thing to do. Yeah. Pretty much.
オランダ人の父とフランス人の母から生まれた子供はいいとか悪いとか、あなたは馬鹿げた悪ふざけと思うかもしれませんが、当時はそう珍しい考えでもなかった。我々だけではない。アメリカやイギリスの方々も似たような議論や研究をしておられたそうですよ。
Was that like you told me that like it was like Lebensborn and stuff that was like actual thing in history? Is it are there like actually some like hearings about America and England doing the same things? I wonder. Did they have like names like this organization as well, or these are just like, you know, just like rumors? I wonder. Can you let me know?
進化だって?
I couldn't hide my disgust at what he described. It sounded no different from what animal breeders did. Sure, it wasn't unreasonable to believe that the quality of children might increase when better genes are mixed, but humanity intimacy shouldn't be reduced to something so inorganic.
その憤りは正当ですが、事実として有精子の誕生をある程度狙えるというのはわかりますね。
Yeah, and seems like Mercurius is doing exactly that. He wants like Ren and Mari basically kill him, or Ren and Mari have a perfect kid that will kill him.
もっとわかりやすく、サラブレッドと言えばよいでしょうか。異なる雌雄の掛け合わせによる突然変異の創造。
それじゃあサラブレッドじゃなくてハイブリッドだろ。
能力に対する純血化ですよ。馬の足を速くするなら、豹と掛け合わせればよい。もっとも、できればの話ですが。
Huh. Actually, this example is pretty much the example of Mari and Ren, if you think about this. Actually, wait, no! Okay, I forgot. Sorry, never mind, I forgot. I thought for a second that Ren is human, and Mari is like Agnerbere weapon, so like two different species basically, but Ren is Agnerbere as well. So they belong to one species, so they can probably have a kid that is going to be also Agnerbere. What the actual fuck? What? No, I think about this. Huh?
そんなの。
That's just ridiculous. The priest says what I was thinking and continued.
できない。できるわけがない。ですがね、藤井さん。これもあなたにはわからないことでしょう。
Mm-hmm.
戦時というと、やれと言われれば、やるしかない。100万の失敗を繰り返しても、1の
Yeah, pretty much.
求められる。
価値。
だから言ったでしょう。サラブレッドですよ。次世代進化。超人の創造。
Yeah.
今更言うまでもないですが、対戦において我々は負けた。そして敗北、その予兆。要するに、負けそうな機運というものは、どうしようもなく当事者全員が感じ取る超人の軍隊。陳腐ですがね。それがなれば。
けどそれなら、あんたらがいるだろう。
Yeah, you are different cases. Yeah, let's talk about Mercurius, shall we? What do you truly know about Mercurius Tarifa? How much of the knowledge about him do you have? Probably not much, I would say. Anyone to use the word, but the Obsidian Round Table were a band of the very same Ubermensch he was talking about. Ubermensch he was talking about. A single one of them should be enough to take on an overpower a whole army.
藤井さん、我々は確かに古い時代の年寄りですが、だからといって剣と槍のみで戦って戦場はすでに一個人の武勇でどうにかできるロマンではなくなっていた。
Okay.
爆撃機が飛び交い、火砲が轟き、この国では核などという破壊兵器までが使用された土級の修羅場だ。10人そこらの頭数で一体何ができますか？
I guess, like, if you nuke one of them, that would kill, like, few million of souls. Yeah, actually, you could nuke them. Yeah, that's a good point.
局所的、散発的な勝利は得られる。
Can you nuke Mercurius or Reinhardt?
我々の中には少なくない。
Maybe not Mercurius, because Mercurius seems to be immortal. Like, we don't even know why he's immortal. Seems like he's just immortal just because. It's not because of his, like, amount of souls or anything. It doesn't sound like Mercurius is someone who killed people in order to get stronger. He just, as a being, like he said, he's almost God. Like, he feels like he's, like, almost God, right? Like, he created this, like, beach area, basically, for his own. And as long as it is, like, surviving, then he's alive as well. So it's like his core, I think. Yeah. So maybe not Mercurius, but yeah, we could nuke Reinhardt probably, or use few nukes on him. That should be enough, right?
ベイやザミエル卿にマキナ卿、そしてキルヒ・アイゼン卿はご存じないか。とにかく彼らは戦場の英雄または死神としてが、それまでですよ。手が足りない。物量というものはとてつもなく生じだから数。何としてもそれを増やさねば話にならない。豹と掛け合わせてでも足の速い馬を作れ。
Uh-huh. So one of you basically with someone normal, huh?
結果はまあ、歴史が証明していますがね。
Father Trifa wore a smile that showed not a hint of grief. It felt more as if he was amazed at just how stupid the idea really was. Anyway, the point was that the Ubermenschen creation plan failed, and it was happening at the cost of the countless young lives.
シスターがそん
ええ。ですが、彼女を責めてはいけない。確かに人道的見地で言えば許しがたい行いですがね。悪いのはむしろ副首領閣下だ。
Yeah.
傑出した人物特有の歪みですが、彼の 超人創造ないし魔人連星ですか。それは汎用性という面において全くどうしようもない。つまり難易度が高すぎるのですよ。こんなことを言うのは口はばったいのですが、あなたやそして我々は奇跡的に優越な人種だからこそ彼の秘宝に耐えられたというだけに過ぎない。
So we happen to be above most. Yeah, so you're basically acknowledging that Ren is around your level and he can survive Reinhardt presence just like you.
本末転倒とはこのことだ。副首領閣下の超人創造とはもともとそうであったものにしか祝福の光を与えない。超人を生むためには超人がいるなどと、それはどういう理屈ですか。ふざけているとしか言えないでしょう。
Okay.
よって彼の秘宝を汎用化させることは不可能。生まれついて生異物を操る適性に特化した人種、そんなものを多数生み出すことなどできはしない。
Okay, so yeah, he cannot give it to anyone, so you need already some kind of supernatural ability to be able to awaken another one. Like Trifa, right? Like Trifa had his mind reading abilities. And then he got like his powers, he lost his ability to read minds, but he created a body that is like basically Reinhardt body, right? Something like that. He became Reinhardt. So yeah, Ren hidden ability was basically that he was Achnerbere from the beginning. That's his hidden ability. Because yeah. It's created, so yeah.
ゆえに
The priest cut himself short and looked down on me, imploring me to trace Sterling's actions and state where they led her. It almost felt like he didn't want to ward it himself out of respect for her memory. I spoke up in a low tone.
自分の子供か。
A child born with the genes of the Abermensch, or going by the example, the child of the leopard. She couldn't prepare 100 or 1,000, but she was certain she could make at least one of them. It wouldn't be surprising if it was her last resort. Yeah. One. Just one was enough to turn the tides. After all, she had already seen the method. She would make him into the keyman that made Reinhardt best in Legion, turn immortal and come alive.
リザは生真面目な人なのですよ。
Slightly regretful, the priest spoke in a quiet voice.
数えきれぬほど他人の子供を消費して、今さら我が子だけはなどと言えなかった。レーベンスボルンはハリンの機関だ。優生学研究という人の交配を目的としたものである以上、恋愛感情による男女の結合など夢物。こうした場合、泣くのは女性だ。男は種をばらまくだけで腹を痛めないし、子への愛着もない。リザは苦しんでいたのでしょうよ。彼女がはらんだこの父親は結局誰だかわかりません。我々の誰一人としてそれを知らない。
Yeah, we just assume. We just assume who it is. Right? It's like Reinhardt, right? It must be. Like, come on. Right?
わからないほどリザと関係した男は多すぎた。そうして相手を選んでいたのか、あるいは自らを汚した。ただ彼女のこの血脈が黒煙卓の核となった。来たる日、
Yeah, the sullen kind.
成就するために必要。私たちの望みとは何なのか。
I wordlessly nodded. Sakurai told me about it. The conjuration of immortality. The dead would return to life, as the living would become undying. Yeah! Yeah, about that. About dead returning to be alive. Yeah, sure, as part of Reinhardt. I even remember reading that gold was a metaphor for such things.
シスターの
Is it?
望みっていうのは。
ええ。 自らが国家のために消費してきた幼子たちの命、その復活でしょうね。
So she was just like her.
くらいが言ってたよ。
A sacrifice of few thousand lives with a low
そ
resurrection.
の時先輩はどうなるんだ。
スワスチカは黄金連星の陣。その核となるものはハイドリア教に吸収されます。
Pretty much. So my hand was right. Terlissa planned to sacrifice Himuro. But in the end she rejected that idea and allowed me and Kasumi to escape, making Eleanor execute her. That was what I had assumed anyway.
彼女は自身の葛藤を何よりも大事にしていると私。
I wasn't saying anything, so the priest probably looked down at me and to try and understand what I was feeling. If Sister Lisa really thought what I assumed she did, why didn't she tell me anything? I didn't want to fight her, and it just so happened that we didn't. If she wanted to save Himuro, we could have easily teamed up.
だから贖罪でしょう。リザはあなたに託した。
Uh-huh.
罪をあがなうという望みを捨ててテレジアを救うというそれもまた罪。彼女が手にかけた幼子たちを救わないならその葛藤ですよ。
Okay.
じいさん、リザ・ブレンナーという人間はつまるところその概念に終始する。そしてだからこそ今私はこうしてここに。
じゃあ何か。
I looked up at the tall priest. Was this a reason he wanted to ally with me?
あんたはシスターのためにその望みを叶えたいって。
重はゆいですが、そういうことになりますね。言ったと思いますが、
Yeah.
私もテレジアを救いたいと思っている。
You are forgetting something, Trifa. You didn't mention yet that you need Kasumi for that, and Kasumi will die.
だったらあんた自身の望みはどうなるんだよ。
Like, you need to swap. I didn't even know what he wanted. Did he wish to become immortal? Or perhaps bring someone back from the dead? No, he just want to be Reinhardt. And also atone for what he did back in the orphanage when he had to choose 10 kids to be killed, basically. That broke him so much. I assumed it wasn't the former. He didn't seem like the type for that. And if it was the latter, who did he want to resurrect? And was there really something he could discard so easily?
以前、あなたはおっしゃいましたね。死人との再会を望むなどおかしい。
Yeah, okay. So he's going to say that he wants to also revive children, right? Because he's not sane. Like Ren is sane, so could not be born from sane mind. But he's not sane anymore, so yeah, I want to resurrect the kids that I murdered, basically. Once again brought up the words that made me target for Sakurai harassment resentment.
その通りだ。あなたは正しい。
Okay.
私とでそれくらいですが、理屈ではないのですね。分かっていても許容できない。生殖につく身で、しかし、それだけに揺れている。リザは私と同類だと思ってましたが、ああ、もう見事に出し抜かれては、彼女の葛藤、実のところ。我々はあの病院であわや殺し合いの寸前でした。要するに、勝負の途中で一
Yeah.
方的に
Okay.
勝ち逃げならばこそ、彼女の選択を見届けたい。
Huh. Okay. So he didn't mention what I thought. I had a little trouble fully understanding what he was talking about, but I did get that he hasn't given up on his desire. Which meant that even though the priest didn't mean any harm, he was still a potential threat. Yeah, he still needs the ritual basically to be accomplished so he can have his wish. So yeah, Kasumi is still in danger, potential threat. Yep.
はっきりしろよ神父さん。前にあんたが俺に言ってきたことと同じ質問をするから答えてくれ。 氷室先輩を死なせる気なのか、助ける気なのか。
後者ですよ。
Okay. He replied with a single moment of hesitation or delay in his voice.
だったら矛盾するだろ。あんた言ってることむちゃくちゃだぞ。
Yeah. We have substitute for Ren. We have substitute. Wish he could only... He wish. His wish could only be fulfilled at the cost of human life. Oh, so little you know. But he said he didn't want to let her die, and still refused to throw away his desire.
方法は常に一つではない。そういうことですよ。藤井さん。これは魔導に関わる問題ですから、あなたには理解しづらいかもしれません。故に、簡潔な説明をしますが、
Yeah, okay.
5色いります。
Okay, so he's not going to talk about difficult stuff now. Oh god. Okay, I'm ready. Maybe.
白、黒、赤に、緑と黄色。つまるところ、この一角でもかければ、完全な黄金は生まれない。
Yeah.
あなたには、ぜひこの5色を削り取っていただきたい。
Oh my god, it's incomplete. Okay.
ニグレド、ルベドの3つ。
Okay. The problem is how we do this. Albedo is infinitely fast. Like, literally cannot touch him. Nigredo... Well, we defeated him once. But this guy is basically one-shot kill. And Rubedo is pretty much something that you cannot escape. I mean, you can, unless she used the third degree. Yeah. That's a problem.
うちの2つ。いえ、1つでも構わない。これが欠けてしまえば。
Yeah.
黄金は出てきませんよ。
The revelation was shocking and certainly not something I'd considered or hearing about before. If the priest wasn't lying, he had been a traitor to the order from the very beginning. Yep, pretty much. Also, yeah, that's the first time when Ren actually get the second solution to the problem, because so far he tried to, you know, to like not let them open the swastikas on the points, but now he can just like target one of the three commanders and deal with them. I mean, the problem is, how can you deal with them in your current state? But it is a possibility, right? I mean, okay. Also, this is actually weird. Hold on a second. Wait, what the fuck, Trifa? What are you talking about? They pretty much know that you betrayed them. We know that you can kill Schreiber, like, easily. You probably don't want to get close to Machina, and you can probably deal with Samuel as well. Why can't you just eliminate one of them? Why asking Ren about this? Trifa, you makes no sense. You are very sus. We know that you can deal with them, so why you're asking Ren to do this? If you truly betrayed them. Huh. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't think I do. He's just like being suspicious. Wouldn't be surprising considering they also had Spina. By teaming up with that bastard, the man before me added a certain amount of authenticity to his position and objectives.
緑と黄色ってのは。
テレジアと、そしてハイドリヒ教の生物。
Oh.
前者は言うまでもなく論外。後者は破壊不可能だ。
Oh yeah, yeah. Ahnerber, like the body, right? Oh no, Lance. Sorry. God damn it, I'm mixing things up. Yeah, Lance.
不可能。どうして？
I had no idea why Reinhard Asnerber was in our realm. If the priest was lying about it, then it should be first thing on our list to break. After all,
それを媒介にして奴は戻ってくるようなものなんだろう。一番危ないのはそいつじゃないか。なんで壊そうとしない？
藤井さん、 あなたは素手でダイヤモンドを砕けますか？
Yeah.
ですから、単純な強度の話ですよ。ルールを忘れたのです。ハイドリ秘境の総軍が内に渦巻く器などを一体どうやって壊すのです？やれるものならとっくに私がやっていますよ。
Okay.
一番難易度の低い選択がその他3色の消去なのですよ。
Yeah, but we know you can do this. As things were, I didn't have the means to confirm the validity of the priest's words. However, the proposition, that seems like it was worth a try, and he looked like he wouldn't waver on it no matter what. Apparently I had no choice but to take out Albedo, Nigerdo or Rubedo. Honestly, with me being clueless about the occult, those words sounded like some malicious voodoo.
それはもしかしてあいつらのことか。
Eleanor, the one I could barely hold myself against, and the large man I could see standing next to her after we escaped.
ハイドリ秘境のこの絵さん。
And I was supposed to beat them. Those freaks, yeah, pretty much. Or Tripa could do that. I'm so not trusting Tripa, like he's so going to backstab us. Like he can just deal with them. Like why bother like teaming up with Ren? I don't get this. Unless like openly killing one of them would make Reinhardt kill him basically. And he just want to survive, so he won't risk it. But he killed Schreiber before. Actually, he killed Schreiber like while as well protecting Ren, so he could like talk his way out. If you think about this, like, hey, I killed Schreiber, but he was about to kill Ren, so yeah, we won. Also, wait, if we killed Schreiber, that triple plan would work. Like, they just messed up everything in that road. Like, Triva already deleted Schreiber, so his plan and desire will be fulfilled because Reinhardt have not enough colors to create the transmutation. Okay. Let's just read. So far, Eloise and Honor display her powers, but that was more than enough for me to tell that she was on another level entirely. While I desperately fought with all I had, the one acted like it was no more than a walk in the park. Yeah, and she was like at like, I don't know, half of her power or something. Not to mention, she also claimed that the swastika like it was nothing. I wasn't planning on losing again, but I had no idea how I could win.
私は言ったでしょう。リザの仇を討ちたくはないのかと。
Yeah, he did ask me that, but
そして何もあなた一人でどうにかしろと言っているのではない。お互い手にそれにそもそも
that's such a bullshit.
と正面切るよりは随分とマシだ。
Like, you can just do it your own.
いいえ、冗談でないレベルの難関ですがね。故に味方は多い。
His words got me thinking. Oh, that was why he...
そういうことです。彼女もまた私と同じく不完全な黄金で望みを叶えた方が良い。本人はそれに気づいていませんがね。
Wait. Hold on a second. She wants, like, her family to be back. Right? We know that bringing back Reinhardt would basically make, like, Kain to be revived as the part of Reinhardt, and she would become part of Reinhardt, and they both would be, like, Einherjars and stuff. So yeah, forever leave, but, like, being part of Reinhardt. So does that mean that if you have like incomplete gold, you can actually bring someone back and not becoming part of Reinhardt? Why would her desire be fulfilled with incomplete gold? I might like messing up some facts about how this thing works, but maybe it was just never said before.
偏狭な性格なので手を焼くでしょうが、そこは私が何とかしましょう。
At the point, Sakura and I were like cat and dogs. I fought with her more than with any other of those bastards. We were complete opposites on many sentiments. An uncompetitive ally was worse than an actual enemy, but
こっちは任すよ。あんたの裁量でやってくれ。
I still don't trust him, and had doubts about the validity of many things he had told me so far. But if there was one thing I fully and earnestly believed, it would be his claim that he didn't want Himura to die. There was also the painful realization that I could do anything on my own, and the priest's proposition to kill battalion commander by cooperating with him sounded reasonably attractive. Not to mention that if he was actually their pawn, he wouldn't have to pretend to ally with me. So, with me just so he could stab me in the back. I don't know. They could just run me over with their overwhelming numbers. He said it himself after all. Nothing could overturn mathematics. Therefore, it was fair to assume this wasn't a plot to take me out. So?
話は分かった。まず桜井を探そう。あいつをあんたが取り込めたら、その時同盟云々は考えるよ。
That was probably the best response I could give right now.
どこか心当たりは。
大丈夫。彼女の位置は把握していますよ。
Okay.
問題あり。
As your like sensory abilities like covering half of the city or something.
では、急ぎましょう。すでに6番までスワス地下が開きました。おそらくシュライバー卿でしょうが、ベイとマレウスはもはや死んだと思っていい。
Yeah, about that. I didn't thought about this. You let me know in the comments actually. Like, Rusauka dying there wouldn't matter because she doesn't have a soul anymore. Because Shiro took it with her weapon. So yeah, she's just like basically normal human, almost normal human because she's a witch, right? That just will die there. So yeah. Ray and Maleus. Oh, so she died already at this point. Unless he just like thinks like that. But yeah, she's going to die anyway. Being the first irregularities I've met, Rusauka and Wilhelm left quite a strong impression on me. And now I found out they were killed by Albedo, the one battalion commander I hadn't seen. The numbers of enemies had fallen, but the situation was so bad that I couldn't become, at the least, bit optimistic. I mean, if you think about this, Ren, you have a shot on Albedo, kind of. I mean, come on. Shiro was able to hit him with his severed arm. Come on, you can make a hit on him. Come on, Ren. Come on. I thought about what would happen next while following behind the priest. If we beat the battalion commander, Reinhardt wouldn't be able to return and Himuro would be saved. That all seems great, a solid victory with no space for complaints. But what would I do after that? What if Tifa and Sakurai would trade in the countless souls they took to bring someone else? Should I let it slide? Would that be alright things to do? After all, even if it wasn't enough to bring back Reinhardt, the swastika was still active. My failures with the club and the hospital caused hundreds of people die. I couldn't justify tolerating a dream fulfilled at the cost of such sacrifices. So I would probably have to fight them sooner or later. What if like your desire like for like opening this like 8 things would be like destroying Mercurius or destroying Reinhardt? What if like your desire of transmutation would be like killing Reinhardt, who's like making this whole transmutation? So that would mean that if he destroys the transmutations, he's got destroyed as well, or maybe okay. We are going into paradox now. You might call it an alliance, but it was more like a conditional armistice. A joint struggle, where we were only using each other. The cold, calculated nature of our relations was so warlike, I couldn't help feel both frustrated and miserable. If I had at least one battle-ready partner I could trust, I would have outright rejected the priest's offer. Sadly, I didn't have the time for such empty dreams. Yeah, you don't know that Shiro is alive. I could do nothing but handle this unpleasant situation to the best of my abilities. In an attempt to distract myself from the irritation, I changed the subject.
ところで、桜井を連れ去ったっていうあのでかい化け物。
カインです。
Yeah.
あれ
Very Trevor turned his back to me, speaking in a mid-jovial tone. In all honesty, I felt like my question was a blunder. I didn't want to hear that answer.
レオンハルトの望みそのもの。
Yeah.
彼女はあれを生き返らせようとしているの
Yep,
で
pretty
す
much.
よ。
So this time we are learning this from him, not from Sakurai. So that was why she... Well, I did everything I could to keep Kasumi and Himuro from dying. She was trying to bring that thing back from the dead.
真に大事だと思うからこそ、やり直しが効くと思ってはいけない。あなたの口絶は胸にきましたが、我々はもっと俗なのです。まあ、議論をしたところで平行線でしょうがね。所詮は、殺人でしかことをなせない人でなしの夢。
They were hypocritical murderers, and who killed to resurrect someone or gain immortality. I didn't tolerate them, and that wasn't about the change. Wasn't, well, yeah. But once again, I was made aware of the truth that they walk the path of madness was spurred by their own kind of love. How great was the sadness, and just how determination did she have to master? I had no idea. But someone who tried his best to keep all held dear safe. I found Sakurai's case to be critically depressing. We are almost on Sakurai Road. We are almost on Sakurai Road here, Ren. You are having again the thoughts about her past and her, like, situation and stuff. What kind of feelings did she have to live with? With the same age, so I feared to imagine how the latter half of her life looked. All it would have taken with a minuscule change. If fate was malleable, there might have been a world where she could be like us and lead a normal student life. It was a sweet dream, sustained by nothing but sentiment. Yeah. Who was that I saw? I would like to end the episode here, but I don't know. Okay, this is very mysterious. I have no idea who it is. So anyway, I think I will actually end the episode here, and I will start the next episode with not knowing what the hell is happening. Like, who is this? What kind of perspective is that? Who was that I saw? Is that Shiro? Is that Shiro? Maybe? I mean, he saw something. I didn't thought he saw someone. But yeah, anyway. That will be it for this episode. We got a lot of explanations from Trifa. We learned pretty much almost nothing new, I believe. Right? Outside a few things, I think. Because basically we got just like explained from Trifa perspective what we picked up together from previous roads. So he just gave us a big peel of everything, explaining everything to Ren while keeping some stuff secret. So yeah. Anyway, that will be it for this episode. Thank you for joining. I wonder how this alliance will go on. I'm still like wondering why Trifa cannot deal with Albedo, Rubedo, Nigredo by himself. Like, why he's asking Ren about this. Like, we know that he can deal with them. If he wants incomplete gold, then, and he already betrayed them and they know about this, then why just not go and do it by yourself? Like, you can just summon the Drainheart Lance and just like destroy them. So yeah. I don't know. Anyway, thank you everyone for being with me. Leave a like if you liked the episode. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Check my Discord. And I will see you all in the next one. So for the Pocket Watch, let's go out.